I got to start questioning the idea. Is Jrue Holiday the best perimeter defender in the game?
Oh my God!
Chill. Let's not do that.
Hold on.
Jimmy was just having
He's top five.
Here's why.
He's top one. Whoa,
here's why.
I
watched Jalen Brunson. I watched Jalen Brunson put 44 on him, and then when we get to the playoffs, right? When we get to the playoffs, this is the most important time of the year. Jimmy Butler, I think he's averaging 35 a game in this series against the best perimeter defender in the game. In the words of Lupe Fiasco, if you are what you say you are, show it to us. Because I'm watching the New York Knicks average 116 points, and the Cleveland Cavaliers got the #1 defense in the league. They've held them to under 100 a game. And I'm watching Jimmy Butler average 35 a game against the best perimeter defender in the game. If you are what you say you are, prove it.
So you know, Jimmy Butler, Jordan cannot be put on the same level as other people. Great offensive players will make the best defensive players sometimes look pedestrian. I think it's a bit of an overreaction. I'm not saying it's crazy or ridiculous, but it might be a little bit of an overreaction.
I'm not saying he's not a great perimeter defender. I'm not going that far. But when you are the best in the game, Tone, you're a football guy. I don't ever remember watching Deion Sanders get smoked. Ever. Never watched him get smoked.
Better than Jrue? So who's better
right now?
I'm not saying that's the thing. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking to myself, if you are the best, things like this.
Though.
How?
I think you can't relate it to football because there's more of a team dynamic. There's so many other things that go into it. But in terms of basketball, go through the greatest defenders of all time. Right. Every single one of them. Right. Every single one of them. Moncrief, Jordan, Pippen, Olajuwon, everyone has gotten cooked at some point, right? So I'm not ready to say
on the biggest stage.
Gilbert Arenas gave Kobe 60.
In the playoffs?
He didn't do it in the playoffs.
Kareem had 27. Kareem had 27. Hakeem at an older age.
Yeah, I just feel I want to applaud. I just feel I want to applaud. I want to applaud playoff Butler versus knock someone else. For me, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but I just rather applaud Butler because he does not get enough flowers, and we need to give him some.
Certainly do. But if you're the best defender, you're gonna get cooked. Eventually, you're guarding the best.
Like Chill, you said the best shot blockers get dunked on all the time. Like the best perimeter defenders are gonna get cooked because they're guarding the best players all the time. It's how it goes.
I get you though. It's the difference between getting cooked and getting scolded. I'm talking about flame, like burnt to a crisp. He gave this dude 58. That's not something to question things. 56, 58, 52, 50, whatever. He gave him 50. It's not right to question that.
This may be nasty, but when MJ was dropping 50 to people, I mean, were we questioning on how good of defenders the other guys were? We were just like, nah, this guy's is just a great scorer.
I mean, yeah, people do say MJ was going against bad defenders all the time, to be fair.
They do say that.
Right,
maybe line,
of course. He made them look bad. That's the point.
But we're talking about MJ. I mean, he did scorch Joe Dumars, but Joe Dumars was going up against Jordan. I mean, Jimmy Butler is Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler for the past 2 seasons, he's been cooking the best defenses. He was cooking the Boston Celtics all alone. He was cooking them.
As a descendant of the
same defense that slowed down KD, Jimmy Butler was cooking them.
Yes, he was. So maybe I'm out of line because I praise Jrue Holiday as the best perimeter defender in the game. But I'm thinking to myself, yo, if you are the best perimeter defender in the game, at some point, no, you ain't scoring no more. You're not. You aren't scoring on me. I got 6 fouls. You're not getting 56 on me. You're not getting 60 on me on this stage. And if you are going to do that, I'm gonna one of two things is going to happen. I'm going to either foul out or I'm going to at least match that. If we're going to go at each other, we're going to go at each other. It can't just be you just out here destroying me. Now, to Mars's point, Mars, you are 100% right. The best Mutombo used to get dunked on a lot, and Mutombo was you can make the argument him and Alonzo Mourning are two of the best rim protectors of their generation. That's part of it. But when we get to the playoffs, I can't see Mutombo getting dunked on 8-9 times. Right? I can't see that. I can't see. He did destroy him. Yes. Yes, he did.
He did.
And I love that. I did love that. I'm not gonna lie about that. But that's Shaq. Are we talking about Mutombo in the first round against, I don't know, a lesser player, like getting dunked on almost every other trip? You would have to ask yourself, well, wait a minute. I mean, this is the defensive player of the year, the best rim protector in the game, or arguably the best rim protector in the game. At some point, you got to slow this dude down. I have to do my job, or I got to eat it after the game. Yo, that was on me. Yeah, that was on me. I gotta take the blame for that. That was on me. He shouldn't go. I'm not saying that Jimmy Butler isn't awesome, because Jimmy Butler is fantastic. Dub, I only want to do one thing. I want to take his name off, take Jimmy Butler's name off, and I want to ask you, you got a guy who took his team to the NBA Finals 2 times, took his team to the NBA Finals 1 year, then took his team to the Eastern Conference Championship, and it was a shot away from going back to the NBA Finals. He's an all-NBA performer, and he's an all-league defender. How are we talking about that dude?
Like I said, if this guy had the name of like LeBron James or Kevin Durant,
no name,
Curry,
no.
I'm not like, all I'm saying is if somebody were to have that in a better, where people thought about them highly, they would call them the best player in the league.
At minimum, a top 10 player. Is that correct?
At minimum, a top 5.
Okay. Well, this is also the question I want to ask.
If Kawhi Leonard had done what Jimmy Butler had done in the past 3 years, he would be called a top 5 player.
He'll call the best.
No question about it, right? So we talking about Jimmy Butler like he's fringe top 10. Like he's fringe top 10. We talking about him. Meanwhile, he gets to the postseason and he's scorching the league's best perimeter defender. Not only the league's best perimeter defender, the #1 seed. For him to throw this team on his back. Don't get me wrong. I know Giannis missed two of the three wins that they've had. Giannis missed them. Still, for him to throw this team on his back with Caleb Martin, no Tyler Hero, Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Duncan Robinson. I can keep going, guys. For him to throw this team on his back, and now they basically have the Milwaukee Bucks facing elimination. This is some of the most impressive stuff that I've ever seen.